And we have team coverage tonight on the crisis in Afghanistan. America's top general says that the Taliban takeover could lead to an increase in terror threats here in the U.S.
Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley made these comments over the weekend while briefing senators on the situation. But as we approach the 20th anniversary of 9/11, how much does the terror threat increase now? Crown 4's Dan Kerman joining us live with more on that part of the story. Dan?
Well, that's right. Well, experts say, of course, there's always an increase in terror threat, but they say the threat of terror is even worse overseas. Still, they say there are things that can be done here in the U.S. The Taliban takeover of Kabul has many second-guessing the U.S. decision to withdraw troops. But it also has some wondering if the situation in Afghanistan increases the chance of terrorism in this country.
I think there might be a small increase in the likelihood of a terrorist attack on Americans, but realistically, if you ask me, the danger of being victims of a terrorist attack has gone up much more for Afghans themselves, and then next to that, Indians and Pakistanis.
San Jose State political science professor Karika Shashikumar says it's important to remember why the U.S. went into Afghanistan in the first place.
The goal always was to ensure that Afghanistan is never used again as a space from which to plot attacks on the U.S. homeland. And both President Trump and President Biden have secured assurances from the Taliban that they will not allow that to happen.
Shashikumar thinks it's in the Taliban's best interest to live up to that commitment. She says in the short term, they'll be focused on consolidating power. And she says there's an argument to be made that it would be beneficial for the U.S. if the Taliban expands its control over the country.
There are some ways in which a stronger Taliban might actually be better for U.S. security, because if they are able to control the country and if they are satisfied with that, as they've always said that their goal is to be in control of Afghanistan, they don't have the sort of worldwide objectives that, say, ISIS had. So if we can get them to stick to that bargain, then I think the U.S. can be safe.
In the meantime, experts say the U.S. should be spending more money right now on counterterrorism, counterintelligence, and doing what they can to harden infrastructure in this country. Reporting live, Dan Kerman, Crown 4 News.
All right.